The film opens with Cameron James, a new student at Padua High School, being welcomed by a rather interesting principal. He gets shown around the campus by Michael Ekman, who's into audio-visual stuff and used to lead a clique of future MBAs before he got kicked out. Michael enlightens Cameron about the different cliques around the school. While they're walking, Cameron sees Bianca Stratford, who's really attractive, well-liked, and popular. He gets instantly attracted to her. Michael, however, warns Cameron that Bianca is kind of superficial, full of herself, and most importantly, she is not allowed to date anyone. Despite that, he also lets Cameron know that Bianca needs a French tutor. Meanwhile, at the Stratford house, we encounter Bianca's older sister. Meet Kat. She's somewhat of an outcast and hates dating. She seems happy after reading a letter saying she got accepted into Sarah Lawrence College. Their dad, Walter, who is super protective of his daughters, is rather upset by this news because he wants Kat to go to a college close to home. However, Kat doesn't agree with her dad's wishes and brushes the subject off. To quickly change the topic, Kat snitches to her dad that Bianca got a ride home from school in Joey Donner's car. A boy, protective as he is, he instantly gets stressed out after hearing this and reminds Bianca of the no dating till you graduate rule. Bianca tries to convince her dad to let her date because apparently all the cool kids are doing it, but obviously he's not one to change his mind. However, right then he gets a genius idea after talking to his two girls. Given how Kat strictly avoids dating, he comes up with a new rule. That is, Bianca can only date a boy if Kat dates someone too. Bianca clearly gets upset upon hearing this because she knows her uptight and antisocial sister would never date anyone. She argues with Kat about why she can't just go out on a date for once, which leads to nothing but a squabble between the two sisters. The very next scene, we see Cameron about to give Bianca French lessons. Without wasting any time, he eagerly asks her out for dinner on the very first opportunity he got. Talk about shooting your shot, huh? Bianca finds it cute and laughingly brushes it off because she doesn't take him seriously, and also due to the new house rules set by her dad where she can't date someone unless her older sister does. Furthermore, she informs him that Kat is an antisocial outcast and would never date anyone, calling her the B word in the process. You know, beach. In response, Cameron tells her that he'll take it upon himself to find someone for Kat, hoping to impress Bianca. So both Cameron and Michael set out to find a guy who'd be willing to date Kat. Unfortunately, no one was batshit crazy enough for the task. That is until Cameron suggests Patrick Verona, a guy who's also an outcast with a hot head just like Kat. Michael again warns Cameron and tells him that it's not a good idea because Patrick is a scary guy. Ignoring his advice, Cameron approaches Patrick anyway. But before he could give his proposition, Patrick drills a hole in Cameron's book and scares him away. They think of ways to get him to date Kat until finally coming up with the plan to pay him. But since they're broke, they need a financial backer. Enter Joey Donner. Michael suggests the idea to Joey, who also wants to date Bianca, that he should pay Patrick to go out with Kat. Joey approaches Patrick and negotiates a deal with him. Patrick tries to ask Kat out, but she shots him down instantly. Oof! Seeing how tough the task was going to be, Patrick decides to up the price for his service. Shortly after, we see Cameron and Michael approaching Patrick and finally explaining everything to him and how they want to help him. They bring up Bogey Lowenstein's party and how it's the perfect opportunity for him to ask Kat out. This is also Michael's clever plan to get back at Bogey for spreading a rumor that got Michael kicked out of their group. And thus, they launch the rumors at school that Bogey's party will feature free booze and dancing, despite it being a small, exclusive gathering. Fast forward to Bogey Lowenstein's small gathering. Everyone starts showing up and turning it into a raving party. Michael finally gets his revenge. Next, we see Kat warning Joey to keep his distance from her sister. Joey acts all cocky, saying he can't promise her sister will stay away from him. Clearly, this ticks off Kat, so she starts drinking heavy. At the same time, Cameron gets heartbroken after figuring out that Bianca was using him to find someone for Kat so she could date Joey. Speaking of Kat, she's now all drunk and dancing wildly on a dinner table. Patrick has no choice but to help her from passing out. Next, Cameron decides to give up on pursuing Bianca and tries to call the whole thing off. However, Patrick encourages him to believe in himself and to keep on trying instead. He's also been a real gentleman looking after Kat and taking her home. Meanwhile, Bianca finds out the real side of Joey and asks Cameron for a ride home. Despite being heartbroken, he still obliges. On the way, Cameron opens up saying he likes her a lot, but was disappointed in her. Hearing this, Bianca couldn't resist the urge and kissed Cameron. Her older sister, however, wasn't as lucky because Patrick rejected her when she leaned in, thinking it was morally wrong for him to kiss her. Feeling rejected, Kat clearly gets upset and walks away. The following day at school, we see the rich kid Joey Donner trying to hire Patrick again for him to ask Kat out for prom so that he can ask out Bianca. However, Patrick refuses him because deep down he's starting to catch feelings. Joey offers him a tempting $300. Looking at the generous sum, he cannot help but reluctantly accept it. Knowing how Kat's still pissed off at him, Patrick serenades Kat in front of the soccer team as a way to ask for her forgiveness. And the pair go on and enjoy the day together before realizing they genuinely like each other. By the end, Patrick does what he's hired to do and insists to go to prom with Kat. However, she's suspicious of why he's so hellbent on going to the prom, so they end up arguing. Back at the Stratford house, Bianca tries to get her dad to agree to let her go to the prom, but obviously he says no because her sister won't be attending. Bianca complains to Kat about it. It's then when Kat opens up about how she briefly dated Joey once and lost her virginity to him, mainly because others were dating too. However, when Kat told Joey she didn't want to do the bow chicka wow wow anymore, he dumped her butt on the spot. In response to Joey, she threatened him that if he went around bragging that he did the deed with her, she would expose the secret of his tiny pecker to the cheerleaders. Despite warning him, she was still hurt from being dumped. This led her to not be influenced by what others do and eventually isolated herself from her peers. After seeing how sad Bianca is, Kat agrees to go to prom. Both sisters end up attending with Cameron and Patrick as their dates. The evening's fun and romantic, but just as things were going smoothly, the spoiled brat Joey Donner ruins it. He's furious upon learning that Bianca is dating Cameron, confronting Patrick about their deal in front of Kat and how he paid him to bring her here. Obviously, she's super hurt after hearing this and leaves him on the spot. Later, Joey also confronts Cameron about how he twisted the plan for his own benefit to date Bianca. As a result, he sucker punches Cameron right in the face and he goes down. Things soon went south for him as Bianca surprises him from behind and socks him in the nose twice and a kick downstairs in his family jewels as payback, sending him down rolling in pain. After that, Bianca helps Cameron onto his feet. The pair then went on to have a lovely and romantic prom night. The morning after, Bianca expresses her gratitude to Kat for going to the prom for her, and the sisters finally reconcile. We also see Kat's dad agree to let her go to Sarah Lawrence College, making her super happy. The next day, Kat recites a poem she wrote about Patrick for her English class. 10 Things I Hate About You is the title. While reciting the poem, she gets emotional and shares to the entire class how hurt she was by someone's actions and how much she actually cares for him. She quotes, "But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all." Patrick is visibly moved by her confession because he now knows the poem's actually about him. At the parking lot, Kate discovers a guitar waiting in her car. Realizing his mistake, Patrick surprises her with this gift he bought using the money he got from Joey. He admits that he messed up big time, because instead of just taking her out, which was the initial plan, he ended up falling for her. Kat couldn't help herself but be smitten by this gesture and finally forgives Patrick. And with a happy ending, the pair reconcile and share a romantic kiss. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.